All right. Hello and welcome to the Spinnin Backfist MMA Show for Thursday, August 18th. It is Robbie Fox. Oh, I got a crazy echo. I'm sorry. It is Robbie Fox with Big Ev and Jack Mack. I am
Can you
not.
hear us?
I can hear you. I had a tab.
All right.
It's on me.
Okay, great.
I'm in
We
my
set it up perfectly.
today. Yeah, I'm in my apartment today because I got my wisdom teeth removed, and it's kind of been hell ever since. So if I run off the screen at any point, it's probably to throw up in all transparency. But I couldn't miss this show. This show is too important because we have fights to talk about. Not only UFC fights, not only PFL fights, but Rough N Rowdy fights. Rough N Rowdy 18 is tomorrow. I cannot wait for this. Rough N Rowdy is my favorite thing in the world. I feel like I'm going to die, but I can't miss Rough N Rowdy, so I'm going to be there. I'll be on commentary. And one of the fights I'm looking forward to the most is a rematch between the Ninja Brendan Kelly and Nighty Night Wade Woodruff. And to discuss it, we've got the Ninja on with us right now. There he is, Brendan Kelly. Look at that mustache. I mean, come on.
I think it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Robbie,
what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing great. I got weigh-ins tonight, so just kind of getting ready for that. Had to lose just a couple pounds of water weight, and then ready to check in at 6 and square up.
Do you have a a real cut that you have to get down to?
Not typically, but I've actually started taking fighting serious. So in the past, I was literally just doing Rough N Rowdy to win money to keep my gym alive as I was training for my world records and stuff. But I started kind of getting mad and stuff when Scarface and stuff, like he was winning and people like Dave were saying he was in a class of his own. I was like, okay, I'm actually start trying now. And so that's the whole reason I called him out last time and stuff. I said, this guy's a measuring stick. This is what happens when I put my effort into my world records into fighting. And I've become significantly better. And that was, 2.5 months ago. And I've been training hardcore since then. And I've made a really, really big jump. So it's going to be really interesting to beat the living crap out of Wade tomorrow.
That last win was awesome. It was like after it, we were like, "Holy shit! Something has flipped in the ninja's mind or in his routine." And we could tell. We could absolutely tell. Like this guy is fighting better than he's ever fought.
Are you in? Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Are you in West Virginia now?
No, I live in Lexington, Kentucky. So I always rep the USA and Kentucky and stuff. But I always wear the red, white, and blue because I'm proud to live in a country that I could choose to be the victim or the victor. My whole strategy in life is I got sick and tired of being overlooked. So 3 years ago, I came up with a deliberate plan that said, if people won't give me a shot, people keep overlooking me, I'm going to become so damn good that people can't just deny me anymore. That's the whole reason I did the backflip. It's the whole reason I have this mustache, whether you love me or hate me, get me. It's the reason I've broken numerous world records that most people would find to be impossible. I ran the world's fastest mile backwards in 5:53, which is faster than 99% of people can run a mile forward. I did 5,555 chin-ups in just 20 hours and broke the one-day record. And I quit with 4 hours left because I had a fight for Rough N Rowdy 3 weeks after and stuff.
Dude, these are insane records.
Yeah, I got tired just hearing that.
So
that's fucking impressive. Holy shit!
What I try
a
to do,
sub 6 minute mile backwards.
Yeah, so that's faster than 99% of people can run a mile forward.
Yeah, for damn sure.
I don't think I could run half a mile in that.
No way. No way.
But the whole point behind it is to show that I can do anything I want, as well as anyone else, if they're willing to put the effort that is required behind your goal. So I put the work in that every day was required to put myself in position to reach my goal and stuff. And I've throughout this process, I've been found that the reason I've had to go through all these obstacles and stuff is, and the reason my fire and passion burns so bright is because I'm here to light other people on fire and stuff. And I've watched everyone around me significantly get better at everything that wasn't in my realm, just because you can't be stagnant when you're by me and stuff. And so my big point now is to my goal right from this Rough N Rowdy is to beat the living crap out of Wade. And then afterwards, I'm going to ask Dave to make me a sponsored Barstool athlete, because I've gotten to this point training myself. What happens when I get in actual fight camps and stuff? I mean, I just went up on my own to Boston and fought the YouTuber Remu, who has like 350,000 followers. He was supposed to beat my ass because everyone knows him and no one knows me, kind of deal. And it was easy and stuff. And so that's the thing, is a lot of people think they can outbox me, and that's fine. That's great. I'm gonna out athlete you and stuff. And so my conditioning and cardio is unmatched in the game, especially in the 1 minute rounds. I can go 100% the whole time. So my whole thing is like, you all prepare to box, that's fine. I prepare for war. Anyone in my weight class, it doesn't matter if they hit me, it doesn't bother me. I'm gonna walk straight through it. I've never been actually knocked down, but I've knocked every man down besides Shane or Shiazzat, and him and mine was one of the best fights in Rough N Rowdy history. So my whole thing is, offense wins. Offense wins. Not defense. If you want to be
the best defense is a good offense.
Yeah, exactly. So my whole thing is, I'm gonna make you fight my fight. I'm not gonna let you choose and play the chess match of boxing. You're gonna fight the whole time.
And you mentioned you fought Wade Woodruff before. What is that like when you're actually in the ring with him?
Yeah. So last time, I remember talking to you on the bus. So last time I fought him, I actually went into the fight with a broken left wrist.
Yep.
This is the one thing that's why I rewatched the fight and stuff. And that's the thing is he tried to talk about how he was an alpha and stuff. The man literally threw 10 punches in the first round and ran from me the whole time. And I had a broken left wrist, and I was only throwing right arm punches, just huge as crap. This man won a draw last time, decision in 3 rounds when I had a broken hand. I have 2 eligible hands this time, and I'm 10 times better boxer than I was a year ago at that point. So I'm honestly, like, I understand why the matchup is there and stuff, but honestly, I feel like this will be one of my easier boxing matches now, because I've easily surpassed him, and it's gonna be fun tomorrow.
I can't wait. When did the mustache actually come in? You said 3 years ago. Was that like just
Okay.
part of the thing? Like, I'm gonna have this whole look, this whole persona.
So when I did the backflip in my first fight in Rough N Rowdy 5, then I was like, man, if I'm going to be doing all this crazy stuff, if I have a unique signature look, it'll help me stick more and stuff. And that, again, that's what the world isn't what you know, it's who you know, and who's able to put you in a position to get you seen for what you're good at. And everybody that's made it in the world, someone had to give them an opportunity. And so that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to open doors and stuff. This has gotten me thousands of dollars that I wouldn't have gotten. It's met me people that I would never have met. I've had people come up and talk to me, ask questions and stuff. I'm more presentable and stuff. And so it's worked out way better than anyone would have actually imagined or thinks of when they think of this or when they look at me and stuff. But it's one of the best marketing tools out there.
Did you know you could grow like a thick stash like that? I could never do that in a million years.
No. So I originally started with a beard because I didn't want to go through the awkward process of growing it out. And I just grew my beard out, and then I shaved it all off. And I was like, I can do this. And so compliments. It's funny. I feel like the pretty girl at the bar. Anywhere I go, like I get drinks bought for me all the time now and stuff. And then people recognize me because of it. And so, oh, you're the ninja guy. Oh, you're the guy that broke the pull-up record. Oh, you're the Rough N Rowdy dude. You're blah, 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 this and that, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I'm recognized for it and stuff. And like people that have never seen me will come up to me and be like, some dude was talking about this guy with a really big mustache. Are you this dude? And I'm like, yeah. So it's been pretty awesome. And I've really enjoyed kind of living life these last 3 years and not trying to fit into the world. That was what was killing me. I was trying to fit in the world, and I was never meant to. I was never meant to work a 9 to 5 and stuff. And so I got sick and tired of it. And I said, whatever, screw everybody that doesn't believe me. I'll go start my own thing. And that's when I started my Ninja Warrior gym. And that's when COVID started and stuff. And so that's how I wouldn't have got into fighting most likely if I didn't have to fight to keep my gym alive. And so it's been interesting how it's all worked. And now I actually love fighting, and I'm really good. I've won three other belts in the last 4 months with other companies and stuff. I'm now like number 2 ranked in the West Virginia amateur or something like that as well. I have a lot of people invited me up to pro camps and stuff. But my goal is to stay in Rough N Rowdy as long as I can and try to get more on the Bobby Lang level. I really want my shot against someone of notoriety. I have a guy, one of the cornermen that works for Rough N Rowdy, Ray Hammonds. He's willing to put up $50,000 to get one of the Island boys there, possibly.
Oh.
I'd personally fight them back to back. I mean, they
would fight both of them in one night.
I would definitely, if there was betting, I would bet on you. Yeah.
Yeah. But they just have this world is all about clout now. It's not like who's the best. These people are way more famous than me, so like you have to bring them on and take their clout. Like that's the only way you get seen and stuff. And so you have to create controversy. You have to. I mean, like I play the Ben Stiller from Dodgeball role in a lot of my videos and stuff because that's me. That's funny. I like being and like people will think I'm this arrogant asshole. And I'm like, bro, like I've worked my ass off to get here. And I was like, you can think whatever y'all want. My favorite line is I don't care about people's opinions that I would never go up and ask advice from. So that's the thing is like all these people can say whatever they want. I would never be where I am today if I listened to what everyone told me I was supposed to be capable of and stuff. And so I've just had a really fun time kind of just grinding these last couple of years and seeing how great I can really become.
I love that. And we're about like, I want to say 36 hours away from the fight, roughly. How do you feel like going into a fight? Are you calm, cool, collected every time? Do you get jitters at all?
So my problem in the past has been I get too excited and I go too fast to begin with. Last fight I came out a lot more calm. I've been sparring a lot. I've been fighting a lot. I sparred Hollywood this past weekend, who's the middleweight champ.
Austin Bailey, yeah, he'll be fighting.
Yeah. I sparred the number 7 USA ranked amateur, and I handled him pretty well. Again, like I've jumped significantly. So the rules when you want to come into a fight is the 3 C's: calm, cool, collective. If you're able to stay those things, you can do what you've worked in your game. When you get excited and stuff, you end up starting to like close your eyes more and stuff, and the fight becomes a picture fight. So you're picturing stuff together instead of watching it as a movie. So you'll see most Rough N Rowdy fighters close their eyes. 90% of them will close their eyes during punches or getting punched at. And then you get snippets of a fight. So I used to not remember how my fights went until I watched them and stuff, because it was more just like straight adrenaline. Hey, I know I'm throwing punches, I'm moving, blah, 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 but I'm snipping up, getting a picture here and there. Now it's a straight movie. It's complete ease now. Like, well, I'm an All-American. My best sport's football. I'm an All-American football, and I'm able to use my agility and quickness now much more with ease and stuff. So it's when you're calm, cool, and collective, you can do what you've practiced to do. Otherwise, your random instincts will come out, and you have a chance to throw your game plan out the way.
You mentioned football. Where did you play football?
Originally, I played at University of Kentucky. I was
Wow.
my freshman year. I was actually the 3rd strongest person on the team, pound for pound. My freshman pro day, I ran a 4.440 and benched 225 16 times, weighing 165.
Wow.
Oh shit!
And then I tore my knee in the blue and white game. I finished my career out at University of Cumberland, which was a smaller school, and that's why I've dealt with a lot of the stuff that I've had to deal with and getting overlooked, because I didn't finish my career at a big school and didn't have the connection. Like, you have to have an agent and stuff. Like, I went through the tryouts. I made it all the way to the final cut in Philly, and then I just didn't get a call and stuff. And then I was working with pros left and right, training with numerous DBs and stuff that were actually like playing for the Redskins and stuff. And one of his dads, Frank Minifield, who's an all-pro cornerback for the Browns, he was telling me, I was like, man, like, what do I have to do? Like, how do I actually get my shot? Like, I'm over here dogging people at tryouts. Like no one can guard me and stuff. He's like, honestly, man, there's plenty enough people that are good enough to play in the NFL. It's just who gets their opportunity. And then kind of at that point, I was like, how much more do I want to invest into this where like I don't know if I'm going to get a shot and stuff. And then at that point, I was like, I know I'm good enough and stuff. So, all right, well, then that's kind of where I went into the realm. Like, I went into try to fit into society from like 25, 28, and that was the worst 3 years of my life. I got to the point, like, I understand why people want to kill themselves. Like I was having stuff that I was like, I don't know how normal people deal with all this stuff. I can't do this. I don't stress out about anything. I don't stress about anything that I don't have control over and stuff. And it was just like, I'd work all day. I'd come home, be by myself. Go back, work all day, come home, be by myself. Didn't have enough money to go out and stuff like that. And it's just a monotonous thing. If you don't have a close net friend group or a girlfriend that you're hanging out with, like it's just a lonely place. And so I just decided to wake up and do something about it. And it's kind of where I'm at now.
Well, I hope people take your story as an inspirational one in that way. Like, if you're down in the dumps, like, look at Brennan Kelly now. Like, this guy's thriving right now.
Oh yeah. Well, the main thing in life is you can always find someone in a worse situation than you that made it. You're not the first person to get your to get let go. You're not the first person to go through a divorce. You're not the first person to have their dad leave them. You know, all these things. There's numerous people that have. You can use whatever excuse you want for why you didn't make it. You know, but that's not me. I live in America. I have every opportunity to make it, or I could have every opportunity to use whatever I want for the reason why I didn't. I'm not inviting anybody to my pity party. You know, I'm gonna make it. I'm a champion.
On a lighter note, do you think we'll ever see the backflip again, or are you at the level of fighting at this point where you're almost too good to be trying crazy shit like that?
No, I will. It'll be coming back.
Okay.
I haven't practiced in a while for it and stuff again. Like now that I'm becoming super comfortable with boxing and stuff, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it in this one because I got something planned for this one. I might actually fight him in a pair of like loafers and stuff. So
okay,
I'm out my USA shorts and a pair of USA loafers and just beat him in sandals. And stuff. My thing is like I have to find what has a chance to go. What has a chance to boost me? How do I get my name out there and stuff? The backflip worked for a little bit and stuff, but it's not something that's like truly open doors for me and stuff. But the bigger barstool makes my stage and stuff, the more stuff I'll be willing to do. That's the thing is like, I'm not going to waste it on certain things as well. Like when I go to smaller promotions, people are, oh, you're going to flip? I'm like, well, who's watching this? Like, you know. And so certain things like that, like
it's interesting. It's almost like I'm a big professional wrestling fan, and you hear wrestlers talk about that when they work smaller shows. Like, hey, are you doing the big move tonight? They're like, fuck no, we're not on TV tonight.
Yeah, it's like risk reward. You know, it's like doing a backflip. No one's ever done it before. You know, I've done it twice now, and that was with me not being as good of a fighter. And then one of my favorite moves was doing the flipping sexy. I'm like maybe calls for that and stuff, but I've for the last 3 weeks, I sparred a really good guy 3 weeks ago. He's probably the number one like amateur, especially in Kentucky, and he like popped one of my ribs out, so I had to deal with that I'm all good now. So I have no injuries going into it and stuff, but I had it easy, so I haven't done a lot of out there stuff. So I at this time I would say there's most likely not going to be back for this fight. But again, the bigger my stage gets, I always do something and stuff. Because again, I like the WWE aspect of Rough N Rowdy. I think our walkouts should be better. I have 6 fire projectors of my own and stuff that I would love to bring for walkouts and stuff, like things like that. But it's all about like getting it approved and like what venue we're in. But a lot of my stuff I try to plant off of what I know is popular and stuff. So I'll be actually like spiking my hair tomorrow, more like a Saiyan look and stuff like that. So and then my videographer, he's actually fighting and stuff on this card too. So it's good. It's gonna be fun.
His first time fighting?
First time fighting, yeah. So
hell yeah.
He's been training with me for a month and a half, and he's grown significantly, so it's gonna be good. He's about my size, just the skinnier version.
Awesome. Anything from you guys before we let Brendan and Kelly head over to weigh-ins?
I'll tell you what, you knock out Woodruff in a pair of flip flops. That's fucking impressive.
Oh, dude, I will. I get a knockout bonus. This is not going to the draw. You'll see. There'll be pressure the whole time. I don't think he will actually be able to put up with my being on him the whole time, pressure wise. So I honestly think it ends by the second round. But we'll see. I mean, his last 3 fights against good opponents, he's ran a good amount. So it depends on how he fights. But I'm planning on it at weigh-ins tonight. He's talked behind my back about how he wants to humble me. And this is, again, something I plan everything. So he talks about how he wants to humble me, and I'm going to walk up straight to him. I'll be like, hey, man, I hear you talking behind my back. You want to humble me? I'll give you a perfect opportunity. Loser bows down to the winner as the winner gets the belt put on them.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that. I know the big dogs have a lot of respect for Woodruff, so you go put it on him.
Big time.
That's Dave's gonna be paying attention to that for sure.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like, I put my money where my mouth is every time. I bet $5,000 just to get my fight with Scarface last time, to make sure no one skipped the line, because most likely they probably would have gave it to Wade or something like that randomly before me. And so I said, screw this. I'm not letting anybody skip the line. I'll go I'm not betting $5,000. I already know I'm going to win. I put in the work that was required to beat his ass, and I told him that on the day of weigh-ins. Same thing with this. Like, I'm not here just to beat the shit out of people. I'm here to embarrass your ass for having the gosh damn audacity to get in the ring with me. This is I'm fully in. I'm fully invested now. You'll see the amount of effort that I put into my world records to get those. I've now put into boxing. I'm running 40 to 50 miles a week. I'm doing 2 to 3 boxing workouts orientated, pretty much a day, and stuff. So I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to put on a show, and it's gonna be fun. Y'all see how great I am come Friday.
Yep.
Tell the people where they could follow you on social media.
All right, yeah, guys. So I am _American Ninja. My name is Brendan Kelly. So you can find me on Instagram there. Rough N Rowdy. I'll be on there tomorrow night starting at 8 o'clock. We'll be fighting in Huntington at the Mountain Health Arena. And
how could you not buy the card after this interview? How could you not want to see this fight?
I'm a believer. I'm sold.
Anytime I'm on the card, you're guaranteed at least one solid ass brawl. I've never backed down from anybody. I throw hands the whole time. So, just like Shiazzat likes to say, I fought for the people or whatever. I fight to put on a show. I cannot not throw a punch for more than 3 seconds. It's boring to me. Like, this is my style of fighting. You can be like I said, you can be a better boxer than me technically, but I'm going to out-athlete you and just beat the shit out of you.
I can't wait for tomorrow. Brendan, thank you for joining the show. Everyone look forward to that fight, because I'm telling you, it's got fight of the night written all over it. He's saying that Wade Woodruff's going to run away. I think it's going to be an amazing fight.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you, Robbie. Thanks.
Thank you, Brendan.
Good luck.
All right. That was awesome. That was awesome. Brendan Kelly is a hell of a personality.
He sold me.
Yeah.
Hell of a personality.
Love that guy. I mean, we got Shiazzat joining us in just a few minutes as well. 2 of the biggest fan favorites in Rough N Rowdy. And it's for a reason. You could see why people gravitate towards these people and love them. And,
I mean, you have these guys and then 2 Barstool employees fighting.
Yep.
I'm really excited to see
and
both.
Alex rooting for both of them. Of course, commentator, I shouldn't be, but it's Rough N Rowdy.
I mean, we work with them.
They're
and
coworkers.
we have no rivalries with them.
I like both of them. They're both such nice people.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting to see. I've heard some really good things about Doug's opponent. I heard Large was saying that Doug's opponent has some serious hands. Hopefully Doug's will combat that with his cardio. He says he has great cardio. Alex, of course. I mean, I think she's the main event, and it's gonna be phenomenal. She's fighting a nurse, I think.
I think so. Cupcake is the nurse. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a circus with Stu Feiner and Kirk.
Yeah.
It's gonna be mayhem.
I don't even. We were talking about the WWE aspects. I feel like that just by nature is like a WWE style fight.
It's crazy to think about how far Rough N Rowdy's come, because I mean, Robbie, I'm sure you remember just Hank versus the guy that shall not be named, back in the day, and
with Dave and Pete in commentary.
Dave and Pete, and
which is great, by the way. I want to say we've grown a lot, but Pete on commentary was always fantastic.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then we had Pat fight in Youngstown, Ohio against the guy. It was like a Pride versus
Prejudice. That was the greatest tagline of all time.
Really, it's great to see how
Pat
far
shorts. He looked like a piñata. That was great. We got a lot of great Rough N Rowdy events. When you look at the individual events, we have a lot of really, really good ones and memorable moments. Before we have Shiazzat join, let's tell the people about PFL.
Yes, 100%.
There's some huge PFL fights, not just UFC, PFL this weekend. And
in London.
Yes. Live Saturday, August 20th. Last chance for these fighters to secure their spots for the $1 million PFL World Championship. Our girl Kayla Harrison squares off against Martina Gindrova in the lightweight semifinals. Of course, riding with Kayla Harrison. Love Kayla Harrison. Did you see the interview she did recently with Helwani where she was talking about fighting Cyborg? And she was like, the only thing I ask is that they allow elbows. He said, why elbows? She said, so I could put one through her skull. I was like, oh, okay. You just scared the shit out of me. I just shit my pants. And of course, this fight is, I think Ariel called it the greatest built fight in PFL. Featherweights, Manchester's own Brendan Loughnane versus the Long Island killer, Chris Wade. We're big Chris Wade guys from last time when we were there in Atlanta.
Love talking to him.
This has been like a serious build for this fight.
They're-
Did you see their
they-
face-off
real
yesterday?
Yeah.
They really
do not
do
like
not
each other.
each other.
The
No.
face off.
Because even though, but Robert, we can even test. Even so, when they both fought that same night when we were in Atlanta, and they did a face off after because they knew with the seeding they were going to fight, and they were giving it to each other in the ring like after their fights.
It was legit.
Like,
There was someone on the loudspeaker going, "Okay, guys, you're done. Okay,
And they-
guys,
and
you
they
can get out of the
still
ring
was
now," and they
giving
were
each
just
other
jawing.
shit.
Yeah. So this is a legit awesome card. I'm glad that it's on Saturday and not Friday, so we could watch the whole card. Of course, watch Rough N Rowdy. It's all fight weekend. You watch Rough N Rowdy, and then these fights begin live at 1 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Continues with the main card at 2 p.m. And then later on that day, you got UFC. This is like an amazing fight.
Yeah,
weekend.
the UFC prelims are until 6, so all the PFL fights that'll be the only thing on during the day.
Yeah, if you're a gambler, oh my God, this is a day out of your
Chris Wade,
dream.
Chris Wade, Kayla Harrison parlay.
What are the odds on the Chris Wade fight? Do you know?
Chris Wade's, I want to say minus
I'll pull him up right now.
I think he's like 250, like 300 range.
Oh, okay. It's a
He's
heavier
a-
favorite than I thought he'd be.
He's a significant favorite. I mean, I do think he's much better. Logny, honestly, this
Chris
is a big
Wade is minus 245.
240. Okay.
Bubba Jenkins, who you guys saw
Big
fight,
Bubba's fighting. Yeah, we love
he's
Bubba.
fighting Ryoji Kudo, minus 315.
Kudo was the one who had the insane knockout.
Yep.
I almost pissed myself.
Yeah, in the
that was
beginning.
the reaction you guys had to, right?
That was like one of the first fights of the night. He slept him.
Yeah.
So those two, the winners of those two fights, will fight each other for the $1 million.
And then Kayla Harrison is in the minus 4,000 range, which
Minus
is
4,000. I mean, I know
Yeah.
she's
I mean,
Kayla
she
Harrison,
always
but
is.
4,000 seems fake. Like those just seem like fake odds.
Maybe parlay Chris Wade and her like inside the distance,
I was looking at,
or maybe even her and Bubba Jenkins
I was looking at
I do like
Diaz
Bubba.
Chimaev odds yesterday.
minus 1250.
Exactly. Like he's minus 1250. To think Kayla Harrison is minus 4,000, 4 times that almost, it's crazy.
I think the talent disparity in
It's
women's
significant. Yeah,
is just specifically women's MMA is just so much bigger.
I mean,
Yeah.
just her judo back. She's so much stronger. Like they just like once she puts you on the mat, there's nothing for her.
And if you think about these odds on like a Hamzat or a heavyweight, there's always a puncher's chance that someone gets knocked out. I'm not saying Hamzat's going to get knocked out by Nate Diaz, but there's a chance. And I don't think in women's MMA the knockouts are much less, specifically with the
For
Kayla
sure.
Harrison. Yeah.
Like, I don't think Kayla Harrison is just getting like chin checked.
Exactly,
randomly in this fight.
yeah.
I'd be appalled if that happened.
that would
like,
be
Nate
way
Diaz
more
is always-
shocking than Ronda Rousey getting beat by
Yeah.
Holly
For-
Holm.
for
And that
sure.
says a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Holly Holm at least was like a credentialed boxer, kickboxer. Like,
There were some
Bro.
people, at least, that I remember Joe Lozon specifically being like, "This is the fight. This is the one Ronda loses it." Like Holm is a boxer; she knows all the tools. Like there were some people that were saying she could do it.
well, I just feel like if you were like someone like that, if you were really in the know and had seen both of them in the gym and just saw how levels above she was in the feet, I could see a lot of people say, like, if you just like saw the two of them together and really had the wherewithal to like just know the game.
Yeah, we're waiting on Shiazzat now. It said device is not connected, so I'm making sure that he's got his camera on and everything. But Shiazzat, obviously another fan favorite, will be joining us in a bit. He was a guy that fought Brendan Kelly. Some of our fighters, it's interesting, like the top of Rough N Rowdy, the Wade Woodruffs, the Shiazzats, the Brendan Kellys. It's almost like the UFC where it's like, oh, you fought so-and-so and you fought so-and-so. We're actually building like a roster and like Jack said, we've grown a lot.
They've all fought well against each other. Like they've all had
Yeah.
like good fights.
It's crazy to think that there's a roster now. Like I didn't.
And they're like almost like a guaranteed good fight every card. Like Brendan
For
said,
sure.
we're going to give you a guaranteed good fight. Rough N Rowdy is a variety show. We're going to give you the crazy, funny fights. We're going to give you the ridiculous fights. But every card, you're guaranteed some good fights with good fighters that are putting it all on the line.
Yeah, and then there's like, it's crazy to think. That,
Oh, what's his name? Turman's back.
Yep, Travis Terman, the Mountain Man.
Hasn't fought in like a while. I want to say over a year.
It's been a
Most
really
of-
long time.
most of these guys, like I couldn't even imagine at Rough N Rowdy 5 to think that at Rough N Rowdy 19 there would be like these established names in the Rough N Rowdy circle, which is great. Goes to show how much we've devoted into it, and it's really worked. And I'm really excited for this. Every Rough N Rowdy card I get more and more excited. Last time there wasn't even I couldn't think back in 2018 we'd ever have a Rough N Rowdy that worked that didn't have any Barstool employees. You don't need a Barstool employee
No,
to fight.
not at all.
It's an extra now. It's like an extra benefit.
Yeah, it's fun.
Obviously, it's great. It's fun, but we don't need it. Like we have all these personalities. They're
Bobby Lang, I mean, the heavyweight champ of the world. This guy, he's not fighting on this card, but he posted a video on his Instagram putting everyone on notice. Said he'll be back in December.
Good.
Well, he was pissed. I mean, he got shafted. He didn't really get to fight his last fight.
Yeah, the big bad booty daddy.
Like, he didn't come to fight.
Yeah,
he came to wrestle and bullshit.
Yeah,
he really talk about a bag fumbler.
Yeah,
Barstool had big plans for him, and he just blew it.
Yeah, he did. He
also quick. I don't know if he's in. We didn't talk about fucking Burgos going to the PFL.
Yeah,
crazy.
Oh,
crazy. And Dana straight. Yeah, Dana was like transparent.
And I feel like I've never heard him say that about
me neither.
What did he say?
He said we fucked up.
Oh, really?
He said we absolutely should have signed him.
We blew it. Like we should have re-signed him.
He said there were mistakes made on the UFC end. He's like, it's not our fault.
What we needed to do. Like totally. Like he was like, that's a guy who brings it every time. Like he's becoming a fan favorite.
Wish him the best. He was seriously like, I'm very happy for getting paid.
Like we fucked up, letting him get away. And was genuinely like happy for him. Like good for him getting the bag. Even went on record saying he's not only a great fighter, a great person. Was like really.
I'm really excited for him in PFL. I think he's going to be a star.
He's going to be in that. So he talked about he's going to, not sure if he's going to do 45, 55, but if he's 45, he'd be in that like that Chris Wade, Logney, all those guys those are guys who have fought in the UFC.
Hopefully you guys can do like that behind the scenes you did with Pettis, but with Burgos.
I would love to.
That would be awesome.
I've never got to meet him. We're literally from like 20 minutes away from each other. My mom actually is like good friends with his aunt.
That's crazy.
We had the same barber when I like lived there.
So yeah, like
I'd love to meet him. I've been a fan of his for so long. I've like wanted to talk to him forever.
You've been riding Burgos for as long as I've known you.
I get so fired when they say from Monroe, New York. That gets me fired up. Not too many of us out here in the 845. I appreciate it. We're not city guys. He was born in the Bronx, but he grew up like 15 minutes from where I grew up.
It's like the 860. Shout out the 860. Parker Porter against Hamdi at Abu Dhabi. Parker Porter just gets put up against absolute beasts now and future champions. And Parker Porter is going up against Hamdi, future champ of the heavyweight division.
You can't have the biggest card in the UFC for the year, not Hamdi on it.
Hamdi is the future, and I'm so happy that we bet against him and he proved us so wrong. We needed to do that.
Bet against him again. Yeah, that was a lesson.
It was a lesson. Yeah, it's not a loss. It was a lesson. Yeah, Hamdi. Shout out Hamdi. Hamdi lives in New York. I've messaged him on the Spinning Backfist account. I've messaged him on my own account. We're trying to get an interview.
We'll get it eventually.
We'll get him.
I have faith.
I'm just messaging Shiazzat here. He's joining, but it says I can't add him because his mic and cam isn't connected. So little technical difficulties. Hopefully we'll get him. I do think it's a decent opportunity to bring up Luke Rockhold.
Well, I mean, yesterday, Luke Rockhold, Barstool, and then his comments, which we can talk about, and then Francis Ngannou had a little tweet thread that really went viral. And this is something that happens, I think, probably once a month or so. And I'm all for these fighters advocating for themselves. Whatever, like that's how businesses should work. Employees that feel like they're being slighted should speak up. But Luke Rockhold saying do your homework and then implying Barstool and Elk and
that was a clean just a clean ricochet,
and it wasn't even a warranted ricochet because it didn't even seem like he did his homework on the Nelk guy, not to the Nelk guy.
He did a decent job kind of defending himself where he was like, I didn't do,
and he talked to his manager.
He's friends with the manager. I guess
I do think it's weird that what he did.
Think it was probably a weird move to do it, but I don't think he meant to I don't think he was trying to troll Cheeto.
And
I don't think that was his intent.
I don't want to put words in his mouth. I did watch the video. Cheeto could have been pissed afterwards and just going along with it. Just from my personal perspective, it didn't seem like he was overly offended in the moment. Maybe he was afterwards though. Maybe he thought about it afterwards. I don't think it was the right thing to do. I think Luke Rockhold's overall point was right. Do your research before you make a possibly racist assumption.
Yeah.
No, that's fair for sure.
100%.
But he just threw Barstool in there. He's like, yeah, you fucking guys, Barstool full send. And then what the fuck did we do?
Also, you, Robbie, not to pat yourself on the back too much, but you've interviewed probably 100 plus fighters now. And I don't think I've heard.
I don't think I ever pissed people off.
I don't think you've ever said no one. I haven't heard anyone ever get mad at you.
I don't think honestly, I don't think a fighter's ever gotten mad at me, especially not in an interview.
That's what I'm saying.
They've maybe never gotten mad at us on Spinnin Backfist.
Yeah, and maybe they got mad at like maybe John Jones got mad at you, but like, oh,
You
sorry.
know who messaged me, by the way? Chris Cyborg.
Well,
Chris Cyborg sent me a DM and she said, "Don't worry about Luke. I might have thought the same before I met you, but you guys are great."
Oh, okay.
It was nice.
Love that. Love that.
I think we've won over so many fighters.
We get lumped in with like the bro college. I don't know, like college.
I do think like
culture.
I get it, but there is some unfairness.
On a service level, we're pretty broy.
Yeah.
That's fair to say.
Well, not us three.
Even
I mean, look at us three. We don't. We're like, we don't really look like bros, though. Yeah.
Like I'd imagine most fighters when they walk in, they don't expect to get interviewed by three guys that look like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
But think about all the fighters that have come in.
also has done shit with Barstool though.
Yeah, he literally walked out to Rough N Rowdy with $20 chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe
he did a show multiple times. He talked to a bunch of Barstool employees that night. He was cool talking to Barstool employees, hitting on them, but he's not cool with us existing.
Well, I think I guess from his perspective, he's more like he knows that we're not like journalists.
Yeah.
But I don't think we definitely have some shit that's like in that can get taken out of context, like headlines and that kind of thing.
Fair.
When
Here he is, Shiazzat.
What's up, baby?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Oh, what's up?
Pretty good, man.
How are you feeling?
You
in West Virginia yet?
Oh yeah. Actually, I live in Morgantown.
Oh okay.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay and everything?
You sound great.
Clear.
Okay, sweet. This phone, man, I'm about ready to break this damn thing.
But how are you feeling right before weigh-ins?
Dude, I feel this is the best that I've ever felt physically or mentally before a fight. Like, dude, I've never been more motivated to fight, dude.
That's amazing. What caused that?
I'd say my environment and just a lot of stuff that I'm not doing before fights that I was doing back in Tennessee and like the Trevor Bell fight, man, it was kind of like, for me, it was almost like a make or break kind of fight because, you know, the whole Scarface thing, there was a lot of stuff going on down there in Tennessee, man, like behind the scenes. It was like really eating away at like my mental health, I would say. And the Trevor Bell fight, man, I didn't know if my fire was still there or not. I got that win, man, and it reinvigorated like my soul, like to fight, dude. Like for this fight, man, my motivation's been a lot different. This is the least I'll be getting paid since my second fight 4 years ago. And so I really had to like ask myself like why I even fight, you know what I mean? And I had to dig deep, and it's definitely not for money, dude. So like my motivation's like, it's like I'm just fighting just to fight, man, just because I love fighting, you know what I mean?
I love that. How much do you know about your opponent this time?
I actually seen him fight. I went to a Tough Man in Clarksburg once just to go. And he was actually fighting there, and I noticed he stuck out to me. I said, "This kid's all right," you know what I mean? But I know enough to whoop his ass. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah, dude. That. And he made the mistake of messaging me and commenting on my stuff and everything like that. He's a young kid, man, like 22 or whatever, and he just. Shit? Well, yeah, it's just the thing. I've never had to message an opponent, dude, and like anybody I've fought, I've never had to message them and be like, "Hey, it's all respect, man, but I'm gonna whoop your ass." Like, dude, you know that just goes against my warrior code, bro. Like, I don't know, like it's just a different. I'm just different about it, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, he made the mistake of fucking writing me and shit. So now it's gonna backfire on him.
We kind of had that happen in our main event. Alex from Barstool fighting Cupcake. I'm pretty sure Cupcake DM'd Alex, and Alex blocked her. She was like, "No, we're fighting. Stop."
Yeah, see, I just think that, to me, that's just weird, dude. Like we're gonna see each other. Like we're gonna see each other in person, bro. Like I have never felt that. I never felt the need to message him, and like I'm sitting there thinking about him. Like, man, I need to message him. No, dude. Like I'm gonna see you when I see you. And I'm going to say everything I got to say in person. I'm a grown-ass man, son, and we're fighting. That's all there is to it.
Do you like the weigh-ins? Do you like being able to like face off with an opponent the night before?
Dude, I love it. I love it, man. I love it. I can feel their energy, dude. Like I felt with like Casey Dale. This is I feel the way I did before the Casey Dale fight, because Casey Dale talked a lot of stuff, and that motivation and that fire to like want to whoop somebody's ass, dude. That's what I'm feeling. But at the Casey Dale weigh-in, I felt like, and no disrespect to him, he's a cool dude, but I could feel his energy, and like I felt like I stole it. And yeah, dude, I fucking love the weigh-ins, man. That's like one of my favorite parts.
I think McGregor said that before. I think McGregor said during one of his stare downs at the weigh-ins, he takes the energy from his opponents. So you and McGregor, 2 peas in a pod.
Dude, I think somewhere along the line, me and him may be related.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Dude, my dad is so South Boston Irish. He's always like, "Hey, Shane," he's like, "You know what your name means in Gaelic?" I'm like, "No, what's say John? Your name's John in Gaelic, son." I'm like, I think I'll stick with Shiazzat.
Does that have like a Boston accent?
Oh, dude, so heavy. We just met for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we just met for the first time this year, earlier in January.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy because you have like I feel like your accent is like so synonymous with you, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I know.
we had him on. He was like, "Yeah, you know Shiazzat." He says, "I fought for the people," and he's like, "I do the same thing." Like everyone knows like your voice. It goes along with you, so it's almost like the McGregor thing. To be honest, like his accent goes so well with him. It's Shiazzat, same thing.
Yeah, it's funny. My voice, like my accent compared to my dad's, it's like we're two like different people. It's funny as hell, dude.
That's awesome. I can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. We were talking to Brendan about even like the WWE aspects of Rough N Rowdy, and we feel like this time is going to be especially accentuated.
Dude, yeah, definitely. I think this is going to be the best one yet, dude. Huntington's a crazy place, man. I used to go down there. There's actually a ring girl I'd go down there and hang out with every now and then. Emmy Newhouse. She's ring girling in this one. But Huntington's a wild place, man. And that arena's fucking big too. So it's gonna get fucking wild. No, I've like drove past it though, and I've like seen it from the outside. You know what I mean? And it's like a pretty big spot.
Yeah, I heard it's very far away from the airport. That's been all the chatter at Barstool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard it's like 3.5 hours away from an airport, which you know, it is what it is.
Damn, yeah. That's gonna be a good ride.
Yeah, I think we have an 8 a.m. flight out the next day, so we'll leave for that at like 3 or 4. Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
Damn, dude.
But you know, we'll make do. It's Rough N Rowdy. You'll pretty much do anything for Rough N Rowdy. I was just saying, the wisdom tooth thing. I feel like I'm on the verge of death here, but I'm not missing Rough N Rowdy.
How are you feeling, by the way, dude?
Like death. Horrible.
Yeah, at least you're not gonna get punched in the face tomorrow.
Fact. Oh my God, that would be way worse. Way worse. I had to leave a Red Hot Chili Peppers show early last night because I was throwing up.
Damn, dude.
And how about this? One of the funniest and saddest part. I got recognized mid-puke in the bathroom.
Wow.
I went, bleh, and someone went, "Robbie?" And I went, "Yeah." And, and they were like, "I'm a big fan." I was like, "Thank you, man."
Damn, okay.
It was actually the worst. Getting recognized by Stoolies is always great. Stoolies are always the nicest people in the entire world, always giving compliments. Yeah, dude. That one sucked.
Yeah,
that guy in the Chili Peppers bathroom, but yeah, that sucked.
That'll definitely be one he remembers. You know what I mean? That's it's kind of cool in a way. It's like, different.
Bro, I saw Robbie from Barstool puking his brains out. The Chili Peppers must not be able to handle his alcohol. Yeah, exactly.
That's
what else has been going on
between
your last fight and this fight, Shiazzat?
What is it, Robbie?
What else has been going on between your last fight and this fight?
Well, the work that I do too, man, it's like an all-day workout, dude. I pipeline, so we're walking up mountains that are like steep as fuck, dude, and like just lifting like heavy shit like all day long, man. I feel twice as strong as I did before this last fight, even.
Do the guys that you work with know about your fighting life?
Oh, dude, yeah, there's like 40 of them going, dude.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Oh man, dude, I'll be at work. And whenever I first got there, I'm like shadow boxing like to myself or whatever, and they're like kind of looking at me weird, like they didn't know, you know what I mean? They didn't know I was like about it. Like, and as time went on, they started like asking me. I'm like, yeah, dude, like I box for Rough N Rowdy. They're like, and there's actually people that knew who I was already. They're like, yeah, they're like, what's up, Shiazzat? I'm like, I was like, how you know me, dude? He's like, dude, I watch Rough N Rowdy all the time. I was like, damn, that's badass.
You're a West Virginia legend.
Dude, it's cool, man. Like around Morgantown, I actually got to go on to Channel 12 News last night, and like it's supposed to be airing tonight. But it's cool, man. Like I'll be jogging around the city or something, and people will holler at me. I've been recognized quite a few times, dude. Like random places, like.
That's all. Not while you're puking, I hope.
No, never been while I'm puking. I wouldn't put it past that to happen one day, though. To be honest.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us, you know.
Exactly.
That's awesome, though, that we got the Shiazzat section for this fight. I'm going to mention that on commentary.
Hell yeah.
It's
I
almost
appreciate
like when
it,
Jersey Jerry fought. He had all his Union guys.
Yep. Yeah, dude. For real. I thought that was sick, man. And like I said, my cousin said I work with my cousin, and he said that everybody's at work's been fucking hype as fuck about it, dude. He said like 40 of the boys out there are going, man. So
I'm sure that's got to be a cool thing for you. If you live in West Virginia, you're Piper, you hear that one of your guys is a pay-per-view boxer. Like, fuck yeah, I'm going to that.
That's what I'm saying.
You ever show them the highlight reel?
Oh yeah. They start asking me. I'll be like, well, here, take. I don't like being too egotistical about it. You know what I mean? I kind of like it to happen like if they ask if I got any videos or something, but you know what I mean? I don't like being like, dude, check this out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
you show them the IE-ass knockout.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. See, that's what they always. And the thing is too is like even if they weren't my knockouts, man, I say this all the time, like even if it just wasn't me, like not being egotistical, but like they are two of the like most beautiful knockouts, dude, that like I've ever seen. Like and I'm like honored to be like on the good side of them and just be a part of them because dude, those knockouts will never be forgotten. And like they're so like artistically beautiful, like one shot. That's what I want, man. Like that's what these boys don't understand, dude. Whenever I'm in that ring, man, I can slow down time, dude. Whenever I'm in my zone, I can slow down time and I can see these shots, dude. I've been fighting since I was 14. I've been fighting over half my life, dude. I've been fighting since I was 14 years old, man. So I know what I'm doing in there. And whenever I'm in my zone, man, I can see this stuff. And like I'm telling you, dude, I'm in that zone right now, man. I can slow down time right now, fellas. I'm telling y'all.
Do you like one of those knockouts better than the other?
It's kind of they're kind of. I don't know, man. I tried thinking about that. I think the Casey Dale knockout. He was a really good opponent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not saying the other boy wasn't, but Casey Dale was like, you know, bigger, stronger, more experienced. And it was cool because both of those knockouts I'd worked out. I'd like worked at like when I'm training, like specifically, like Jorge Masvidal trained for that knee. That's what I trained for, those punches that I hit them boys with, both of them.
I love that. I absolutely love it. That day after the Masvidal knee, when we saw the video of him training for it, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in MMA.
Dude, for real. Because
it even trickled out the night of. I remember like Dustin Poirier might have tweeted, and he was like, Mike Brown told me he was going to do that last night at dinner, and I like didn't believe it.
Dude, it's crazy, man. Like if you really train for something, dude, and like if you really put your mind and focus into it, you can like make stuff happen like that, dude. I swear to God, man, it's crazy.
And you're a UFC fan too, right? Shiazzat?
Oh, dude, I love UFC. Yeah,
man. Who are your favorite fighters?
Well, Dominic Cruz is actually the first person that got me into MMA. I was watching him in the WEC like when I was like 14, man. And I saw the way I saw him move and stuff, dude. I was like, dude, I had to I started moving like he did, like in my room. I'm like watching Dominic Cruz fight, and I'm in there like trying to do all that crazy like footwork and stuff, you know. And man, I love McGregor, man. I really do. Like the old McGregor, man, like his early interviews and stuff, dude, he was like, the way his mindset was about it, and just even his movement and everything, like everybody always like says like redneck Conor McGregor and all this, and I've never tried. I've just always like been myself, and we do look similar, I guess. But like Conor McGregor,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but like Conor McGregor, man, like the old Conor McGregor, he was like he inspires me. Like I watch a lot of like Conor McGregor like motivational stuff sometimes, and like he like fires me up, man.
Yeah, like featherweight McGregor.
Dude, yeah, man. Like I just love the way he just used to like look at the game, dude, and like his outlook on life, man. I wish he'd like kind of get back to that like mindset. You know what I mean?
Same.
For real.
Anything from you guys before we get Shiazzat out of here? Let him go to the weigh-ins later.
No, I just can't wait to see you fight, man. I'm gonna say because I think the last time, obviously, we didn't see the knockout, but I think what was so impressed about the last fight, your chin got tested early, and you showed you got the chin, but you came back and you whooped his ass the next like 2 rounds.
Patty
And
the Batty
even that round, I thought obviously the knockouts are awesome, but I thought that might have been your most impressive win because you could tell that guy was really fucking good.
Yeah, that boy. That boy was he's an amateur 150-pound state. He's actually ranked number 1, like West Virginia, like amateur West Virginia Athletic Commission did like a ranking system like a couple weeks ago on like the top amateur boxers, and Trevor Bell was ranked number 1, dude.
Wow.
That was I remember watching that. I was like, that was very impressive because you ate it and you kept coming. Like he caught a clean shot on you, and then you landed some big ones on him.
And then Shiazzat had another fight later on that night.
Yeah, and he got arrested. Beat up Big Dick Booty Daddy too.
I told him karma, man. I told him, I said, you talk like that, dude. I said, karma finds people like you, dude. So I just held back at the weigh-ins, and I told myself, I'm gonna see him. I'm gonna see him when I see him.
We saw the video. You held back even when you went to talk to him. He threw the first shot.
Sure.
Yeah, off the stairs.
Yep, exactly.
That was crazy. That was
dude. It was, dude. That's a crazy knot, man.
Yeah.
One of the
most crazy.
You were doing like commentary with us. You were pretty drunk by that
dude,
point.
I love it. Dude, I was born for Rough N Rowdy, dude. I'm telling y'all right now, I was born for this, dude.
That's a fact.
We got to get him. He's like the Molly Meatball. We got to get him just in the crowd with a bottle of Pink Whitney.
Dude, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. I want some more of that Whistle Pig, man. That Whistle Pig's some good stuff, boys.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably have it tomorrow. I'm sure. Yeah. I think
Hell
we're sponsored by 3 Cheat tomorrow, too. So I'm sure that will
really?
be available as well. Yeah. All celebratory stuff for you, Shiazzat.
Hell yeah, man. I can't wait, dude. I'm ready, dude. Like I said, I've never been more motivated. I've never wanted to fight more is a good way to say it, dude. I'm so fucking ready to fight and punch this kid in the face. I'm serious.
I love that. I'm looking forward to the weigh-ins tonight. Looking forward to the fights tomorrow. Buy RNR.com. Like I said with Brendan Kelly earlier, how could you not want to buy the pay-per-view after hearing this interview?
He's seeing the
dude,
shot.
I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, he's going to slow down time, go into the Matrix, hit another big shot. Shiazzat, thank you for joining the show. We appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Where can people follow you on
social media? Social.
Yeah, Shiazzat the Rizzat on Instagram, and I believe on Twitter it's King Shiazzat.
There you go.
Yes, it is. Instagram is 2 Z's or 1 Z, just for everyone.
2 Z's.
Okay.
2 Z's.
We'll be sure to shout you out tomorrow on our socials too. So
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all, dude.
Thanks for coming on,
Robbie,
man.
you're the fuking you're the best in the game, man. And fucking Spinnin Backfist, dude. I really like what y'all are doing, man. Y'all are fucking y'all are making big moves, dude. I fucking love y'all show, dude, for real.
You're the man, Shiazzat.
Thank
you.
Brother.
Appreciate y'all.
Wait.
Awesome. I love Shiazzat.
Both of those guys are awesome. Shiazzat and Brendan Kelly. Those were 2 great guests to have on the show today.
Unreal.
Shiazzat they're better interviews than some professional MMA fighters.
Shiazzat's just so pure.
Yeah.
There's something he's
not love him?
He's a fighter's fighter. Like he's just
Yep.
Like
he's got all his work guys coming to this fight. There's the videos of his family reacting to the old knockouts that I've blogged. They're amazing. How could you not root for these guys? How could you not root for Rough N Rowdy fighters in general? Like even his opponent, he's stepping in there. He's showing balls. I respect everyone that steps in the ring at Rough N Rowdy.
I might have to do a little something for we got to hit him up after, see if he's got a Venmo or something. See what we can do about that pay. Maybe get some of the people involved. Maybe plug it on the. Maybe I'll tweet it out. Maybe you throw it a quick plug on the broadcast.
Yeah,
get Shiazzat some extra money.
pay Shiazzat. I love
He
that.
deserves it. He deserves it. For sure.
Before we wrap up today, do you want to talk briefly about the UFC card? There's a big UFC card.
Yeah,
I'd love to talk some about it, please.
Yeah.
Great. Honestly, really great card. I think some of the matchups are awesome.
I think it's an awesome card as well, and I'm very happy that
before
when it does after the PFL and everything, we're going to be able to watch both cards.
before we
talk
continue,
prelims or main card?
I don't know, Robbie,
ahead.
if you're feeling sick or anything, but did you have any thoughts on what Nagani was saying about sponsorship?
It's such a tough subject. I mean,
know.
like, he's probably right on some level, but I don't think anything's going to change anytime soon.
Yeah. It's the thing is, like, I guess what like Dana would say would be like, you know, it's different because it's a one-on-one sport, but like Tom Brady couldn't wear
he
can't wear something on the Bucks jersey. Like but also it's different because
I get the MMA perspective though of like, this is allowed in so many other places. It used to be allowed here, and then you said we're going to clean it up and make it look better, and then they just added more advertisements to the mat.
Yes.
Where it's like, well, that's tough.
Yeah, that's a great counter response for sure.
Yeah.
And these guys, but Nagano, I was talking, it's funny, it's like everybody's belief, it's weird how, not even weird, it's the thought among sports fans that don't know the MMA world that well is that UFC fighters don't get paid at all. But when you talk with somebody that knows it like us, that's not really true. But there's still someone like Nagano, if you sat down and told him how much money he's leaving on the table with sponsorships, it probably makes him mad, and you can't blame him.
Yeah. What fights would you guys like to talk about on the prelims here? Any in particular that you guys really like? I mean,
there's a few that I like for sure. Honestly, even I think it's going to be the first fight of the night is Amir Albazi and Little Figueiredo, Francisco Figueiredo.
Yep.
So Albazi is a big favorite. I think rightfully so. I've been kind of big on fading Francisco Figueiredo when he fights. I just don't think he's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of gets some of his. I remember I faded him well. He was a big favorite against, I think it was Daniel Pineda a couple years ago, and I won on that. Albazi is minus like 455. I like him inside the distance. I don't think we have the line on that yet. Actually, oh no, now we do.
Yeah, maybe it's just coming out.
So he's plus 150 by finish. I like that. Like I said, I just don't think Francisco Figueiredo is very good. I think he gets a lot of his name value. It's just kind of like name value from his brother. And I think Albazi is kind of a killer. I like Albazi. I think he was the first Iraqi fighter in the UFC, I believe.
He is.
Yep. That's right.
I'm big on a guy that we've talked about, I think 2 or 3 times on the prelims, 2 or 3 times on the show. AJ Fletcher. This is his second fight. We saw him against the Jedi, Matthew Semmelsberger, and he lost the fight, but he fought really well on short notice.
He could have won too.
I think Poirier's in his corner. He's a Louisiana guy.
He is. Same camp.
He's fighting
Ange Lusa.
He's minus 160 right now. I do like AJ Fletcher as a straight play. I really think he's a guy that may make some noise in the UFC one day. I don't see him as a potential champion, but he is a guy he's young. He's young, and I think he just has. Yeah, I think he was 7-0 coming into that Semmelsberger fight. He just said, "Hey, I'm going to put my 0 up," and he lost, but he fought really well. I was really impressed by him, Fletcher, and then I mean, I think Miranda Maverick's just going to fuck up. Shanna Young.
Is she a crazy heavy favorite though?
Yeah, she's minus 5. And then Sean Woodson, I mean, one of the most interesting bodies in UFC because he's built like a basketball player with his wingspan is like, it's like, that's one of those things where you can scratch his knees without bending.
I mean, isn't insane the Contender Series knockout on Terrence McKinney with that? That's obviously
right
really
back.
well.
You guys continue.
But honestly, the other one too, I wanted to say just real quick on AJ Fletcher. I think sub plus 800s.
Okay, because he had some good positions.
He has some he likes to wrestle. I think Angelus is a guy that mostly likes to stay on the feet. So I think like getting him to the ground is a place where he can shine. And I think plus 800 is a good line there. Another one I liked also, which I have no clue why this got moved to the prelims and off the main card.
What, the Romanov?
The Romanov Tybura.
People are in love with Tybura.
Why?
So what do you think about that?
I understand why. Because Romanov just hasn't fought anybody. Like that good. And Tybura does have good takedown defense. But there's something. This is kind of like Romanov's like kind of his first gatekeeper fight, really getting deeper into the top 15, top 10, where it's like, how good are you? Listen, if he just like mauls Tibera, then I give him a lot of credit. I think maybe he could be a contender down the line if he's just like, but I don't know.
So Romanov, his wins are Roque Martinez. I don't remember him.
I know he's not.
Marco or Rodrigo de Lima, who was awful. Jared Vandera, who's probably his best win.
That's not a bad win if he just like.
And then he mauled Chase Sherman a few weeks ago, or a month ago. Now, Tibera is someone who's been around the block.
I think for me, and I think for most people that see it, and I respected that, I think they're just seeing the line, like just seeing Tibera plus almost 300 in this fight. I think they're seeing it more that way and just being like, he shouldn't be plus 300. He should be plus like 150, 200 maybe.
Yeah.
So I like anyone who wants to bet Tibera, I definitely don't fault you, because I think it's one of those where who knows, like if Romanov is not able to really like finish him on the ground, like Tibera's, like some of the other guys he's fought are just total like wet, like just wet fish on the ground. Vandera is not, so I can appreciate that. But really, other than him, I think he's very I don't know. I think he could be live here. So I don't hate that. I don't hate the look on Tibera plus 280.
And then there is some love out there, and I do think it could happen with fight starts round 2, fight starts round 3, even if a stab on fight goes the distance. I could see this going or over 1.5. What's it now, juiced at?
So I actually seen that too, and I like that as well because
Tibera goes to decision a bunch.
So yeah, the over 1.5 is minus 177.
I don't hate that at all.
And over 2.5 is plus 108 right now.
Yeah,
I don't hate either of those because even like Roque, I remember Roque Martinez is like a not UFC caliber.
Yeah.
And the fact that he even was able to go that far, that he would let him go that far, is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like Roque Martinez is like
he's 15-10, I think, in his career.
And if you just see him, like he's fat, like he's not.
Then the main card. So is Yanan Wu? Is that fight on the main card?
Yes, that got moved to the main card, which I
don't have a read on that.
I don't really understand why. I don't have a play in the fight. I'm really just flabbergasted why the top 15 heavyweight fight would not be the main.
And Romanov's a big prospect.
That's what. And Tibera's like been a guy who's like been like on a lot of main cards. Like,
I mean, he's fought Greg Hardy. Like he's a known guy.
Tibera's fought like Derek Lewis. Like he's fought
Volkov.
He's fought a lot of like big time heavyweight. Like top 10 contenders.
And sorry guys, Robbie had to go as he mentioned earlier in the show. He's struggling. So we're gonna land this plane, but so then Pedro Harry Hunsucker is, I mean, Pedro's gonna probably just run through.
He's such a big favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he definitely should for sure. I mean, he's much better. He's much more talented.
The top 3
he's
fights,
better literally everywhere.
The top 3 fights on this card are crazy though. Like I'm really excited.
Great fight. So I guess we'll start with Aldo and.
What's your thoughts on this?
Merab and Aldo have had a really hard time gauging.
Me too.
Really, really hard time. And so the reason I think I like Aldo as a dog because the way, so in Merab's last fight, if people don't remember, unreal back and forth, or really back and then forth fight with Marlon Moraes. Like Moraes had him hurt really bad.
Yes.
Like almost, I think a lot of refs could have stopped it. And then Merab was able to kind of turn it around. He was able to get a takedown when he was hurt really bad and was able to kind of flip it. And then he had Marlon Moraes hurt bad, where the ref had given Merab such a long leash that Marlon Moraes had to take probably more punishment than he needed to take. He just had to give him that respect and give him that long leash like that too. I like Aldo because I think Aldo can definitely hurt him on the feet. And I think his takedown defense should be better than Moraes's.
Yeah.
So I like taking the shot at Aldo as a dog here. I think it's going to be a great fight because I think Merab is an absolute dog too.
And man, the cardio he has
is phenomenal. Like Merab is a beast. So I'm picking Aldo, but not with like crazy confidence. Like probably like a 1-unit play, if anything.
Okay.
But if you're going to give me Aldo plus money with the people he's fought, the way he's looked his last few fights,
I'm such a believer in Merab, but Aldo's like resurgence,
he's been incredible.
Incredible.
I mean, like he's just looked so good. So I'm gonna go with Aldo. The next fight, the Paulo Costa Luke Rockhold fight's interesting. I just think Rock, like they both haven't won a fight in a while. But Rockhold is old. He's chinny. I don't know. He's even talked about it in the presser yesterday. Like he looked like he said he's like sober 7 months. God bless him, and like he's doing a lot better. That he was in a rough point where he was wasn't training the way he needed to. He was drinking, partying a ton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think this is one of those fights where even he like listen, Rockhold like in his prime and like when he's on was as good as it gets. But I just don't think he's that guy anymore. Like I said, he's a lot older than Costa. And I think it's even though he probably is more like well-rounded than Costa is. I just think his skill level where I think he's so chinny and Costa's such a beast.
It's funny.
That I just feel like he could be like Rook Rockhold could be like dominating this fight into the second round and then just get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I think is going to happen.
And Costa's minus 360, but inside the distance, he's minus 200.
That's what I'm saying. Like if he wins, it's going to be by finish. I probably I don't trust Costa enough to lay that much juice.
So you wouldn't want him in a parlay.
I wouldn't be totally opposed to it.
Me either, but I've seen I think equal love for Costa and Rockhold.
Because Rockhold,
like
I agree. He has the like if he chooses to grapple, he definitely would have a grappling edge. But Costa's strong, and I think he could like avoid those takedowns even if Luke Rockhold tries for them. Excuse me. And there's part of me that thinks Rockhold is not going to try to grapple.
Yeah.
Who knows? I could be totally wrong.
But Costa, I mean, we talk about Rockhold's strength of schedule. Costa's strength of schedule is up there with anybody in the division.
And just the way he looks physically phenomenal.
He looks good, and I think we think
even the Vettori fight, he lost Vettori, but he looked good against Vettori.
Yeah, I agrry.
Even when he was like he was not doing what he needed to do. Like I think he went 5 full rounds when he was like basically out of shape.
Yeah.
And his cardio wasn't there. So I think he looks great. He's guaranteed he's gonna make weight. If you look at him physically, he looks like he's gonna make weight.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks thinner, he looks just shredded to the nines.
Maybe Patty helped him out.
Yeah, maybe Patty helped him out. So I don't know. I think Costa wins, but I wouldn't be like I think Luke Rockhold, is he a live dog? I'd say he's a live dog. I think just because I do think he's more well-rounded, but I just feel like his chin gets touched once and it's a
I know.
problem.
And Costa will probably find it, but it is a big juice. And then speaking of big juice, we're going into the main event, and I'm not referencing Kamaru Usman's potential steroid use that people like to talk about. I'm not saying he does that, but he is juiced heavily on the odds.
Minus 400.
And I think I'm going to end up taking a shot on Leon.
So this is where I'm at in this fight. I think that Kamaru is going to win, but I think when the fight's over, he's not going to look like a minus 400 favorite. Like I think Leon's going to give him a good fight.
I think he'll look minus 180, minus 170.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Like I don't want to bet on Leon because I just think Kamaru just has that like championship winner grinder like mentality. Like I think he just has this like this will to win and this will to he just kind of has a little bit of that even though people think he's boring and like not interesting. But when it comes to inside the octagon, he just has this strong desire, this strong will. And I think the only thing that scares me with Usman is I think he has a clear path that he could just wrestle and win, but he doesn't do that anymore. He really hasn't done that since the first fight with Masvidal. But he's been, he knocked out Masvidal the second time. He knocked out Gilbert Burns with a jab. He beat Colby on the feet in the second fight. So pretty much since then he's been beating guys on his feet. I think Leon is a better striker than probably all those guys. And I think Leon is a better, more fluid striker than Kamaru.
That's the thing.
But Kamaru hits harder. And the only thing that worries me too is that you talk about, people have referenced Kamaru not being like chinny, but he has been touched where like
Gilbert touched him.
Gilbert touched him early in that first round.
Colby definitely had some moments.
Colby had moments where he
didn't really hurt him.
I don't want to say hurt him, like rocked him, but touched him.
At the end of the second round, or maybe the third or fourth in the most recent one.
But Nate Diaz had Leon Edwards in like Looney Land.
Literal Looney Land.
And he doesn't hit nearly as hard as Kamaru. Like if Kamaru lands a straight like that, like Leon's out cold.
Yeah, so Leon's probably, do you think Leon's the best striker that Kamaru's faced? Jorge is up there with, but I could make the argument.
Older. I would still say Leon's probably better. And I love Masvidal. I would
know.
say Leon's probably better. And also he fought Masvidal an older Masvidal 30. The second time he was 36, 37. Yeah. I mean, I know Kamaru's kind of older either, but there's kind of like there's age and there's old fighting age where Kamaru is like only a little bit younger, but he's only fought 20 sometimes, where Masvidal's like a 50 fight veteran.
Yep.
I think it's just a different age in terms of like fight age. Leon's been very like, he just hasn't fought a lot. Like
this is his second fight in 2 years, 3 years?
I mean, the Nate Diaz fight was the last time he fought. That was over a year ago. Or that was like about a year.
And then before the Nate Diaz fight, he didn't fight. I don't think he fought during the pandemic.
Yeah, because I think he had an injury.
Injury.
Well, he got unlucky too. He had the Hamzat fight got canceled.
Oh, the Bilal with the eye poke.
So that he basically had a fight that just didn't even get out of the first round.
Yeah.
It was an eye poke, and he was dominating that fight.
Yes.
In the early minutes. I think Leon's very good. Like I said, so I guess my final thought is that I think Leon puts up a very good fight. Like I think it's going to be a close-ish fight. Like I think Leon could go win a round or two here for sure. I'm curious. It depends on how Usman approaches the wrestling opposed to the striking. Because if he just stays on the feet the whole time, I think it's going to be a really close fight.
And then Bilal's
unless he catches him.
So Bilal's wrestling is probably up, like not. How would you compare
definitely not as good as Usman's for sure. I don't think
but
so.
What we've seen Bilal do since the Leon fight and how he looked in the first round against Leon, how Leon kind of combated, but we only saw a round, so it's tough. And that was a 5-round fight, so you don't even know. But Bilal on the feet isn't even close to Usman on the feet.
Yep.
And what you just said about how if Leon gets connected with, like he got connected with against Nate,
it's over. He's asleep.
That's the thing.
He's out cold. Kamaru hits so much harder.
But we could see another 48-47 or maybe just 49-46 where Usman even doesn't wrestle fuck him, but he does get the proper takedowns and whatnot. I'll probably end up taking Leon. No disrespect to Kamaru.
I don't fault it at plus 300. Because that's kind of my whole point where, like, I think Usman wins, but I think it looks closer than the line. So,
and you are right that Kamaru has kept that quote unquote dog in him throughout his championship run,
making all the money.
Yeah,
even he's been flying private jets, all these for the last like 4, 5, 6 fights. It hasn't affected him.
And he's kind of fought. He's fought like a dog.
He's gotten better. Like his striking keeps looking better and better. Like I said, Leon, I still think is a better, more fluid striker on the feet. But Kamaru definitely hits harder, in my opinion.
So we'll see for the parlay this week. It's tough.
So the ones so the only problem is some of them are just some really big underdogs. Or, I mean, excuse me, some really big favorites. And some of them so the ones that I feel probably the most comfortable with.
So we could do Amir.
I like Amir. I like Sean Woodson. I feel comfortable with Woodson.
Okay.
I would even feel comfortable with AJ Fletcher if we want to get crazy. And then the only problem is those are all early fights.
Yeah.
We don't have to do AJ Fletcher, but I do think he should.
We probably have to find something that brings it down a little bit. So it's not all minus 700, minus 500.
So if we did those 3 and then
add Pedro.
I don't even want to add Pedro because it doesn't do much.
Yeah. I think we're on opposite sides on Aldo Marab, so
we don't have to. That's a close line.
You want to put Costa?
That's what I was gonna say. Just to have like somebody on the main card.
Yeah.
And if we did those 4, that'd be plus 230.
You probably guess it's like plus 275.
Yeah, get us 275. Like I'd be good with.
All right.
So we pretty much would have 3 prelims, and then have like the co-main event would be the live to catch.
Amir, Fletcher,
and
Woodson.
Sean Woodson.
You don't want to put Maverick?
Oh no, we can put. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think Maverick's gonna run through Shanna.
No, we can put Maverick for sure.
So that's 4. Probably gets us to plus 300.
So Maverick would get us to plus 285. So that would get us probably close to 350.
Yeah. So
with the boost,
we have
5-legger, and we can even talk. Without Fletcher, and I kind of like Fletcher, and I really do think he's gonna win.
Do you want to put Romanov to Tybura over 1.5 rounds?
No, let's not get cute.
Okay, let's not get cute. All right.
I'll say we'll put Fletcher pretty much be the lowest, the smallest favorite.
All right. So that parlay we'll get it approved by the sportsbook. It may change because sometimes like Molly and Patty's parlay changes it a little bit because we don't want to have similar opposite ones. But right now, as it stands, Amir Albazi, Miranda Maverick, AJ Fletcher, Sean Woodson, and then Paulo Costa. So that gets us, that's around plus 285 right now without the boost on the Barstool Sportsbook. Probably get it to plus 350. And then outside of that, we talked about some of the plays we like. But yeah, AJ Fletcher, we're big on.
I'm a Fletcher guy. He should have beat Semmelsberger. I think Angelusa is much less firm on the ground. I love it. I love this card. Great card. Great fights. Tune in. I'll be tweeting out picks on Saturday for sure. I'll have a full card going.
Yep. So thank you guys. And we appreciate you tuning in. Robbie had to leave, unfortunately, early. He's just a little sick right now. But tune in tomorrow, Rough N Rowdy, roughnrowdy.com, rnr.com. You'll find it will be all over Twitter, all over Instagram. You'll get the link. You'll see the link. And you'll be able to buy it. It's going to be a great fight. Dave's on the call. Dan's on the call. Robbie's on the call.
Yep.
We got Coach Doug's, Alex Bennett,
Shiazzat, Brendan Kelly, Travis Turman's back.
I mean, it's going to be first time at Marshall University.
I want to say this just quick before we end. Travis Turman, when he was in his Rough and Rowdy heyday, pretty much after, for those who remember, you're OG, remember this, the way he viciously knocked out Thor, who was, I thought, an absolute monster.
Yeah.
I was convinced that he could have went 3 1-minute rounds with any human being on planet.
That's the beauty of Rough and Rowdy.
This man has legit. I was literally like, I don't know if Joshua can handle his punch. Anthony Joshua. The man, I think he's old and his knees have kind of gone a little bit.
What's the line on Usyk, Joshua?
Usyk is a minus, I want to say like 170-ish favorite.
Okay.
I like Usyk again. He's a better boxer. I do think it'll be closer. Joshua's has done well in rematches, I guess, with Andy Ruiz at least.
Yeah.
But he's bigger, but Usyk I just think is the better boxer.
Yep.
I think if you're going to bet Joshua, bet him by knockout. I think that's the right.
Should be a decent fight.
I think that's his path. But yeah, that should be a great fight as well.
And then don't forget to check out PFL. Start Saturday.
Yep.
And then UFC and shout out PFL. Thanks for always supporting the show and Rough and Rowdy. Should be a good weekend of fights. We appreciate you guys tuning in and we'll see you guys soon.
God bless.